In the early days, dangerous meant the 170-pound Brazilian man in pajamas turning your joints into origami. Then it meant getting your head bounced off the canvas like a basketball by a guy named Chuck. But we have evolved. We sophisticated now. We don't need a 10-hit combo to ruin a man's career. We just need one very specific, very hateful piece of biomechanical sabotage. Forget the spinning back fist, forget the flying knee. Today, we're talking about the calf kick. The most unglamorous, career-ending, ego-shattering weapon in the history of the octagon. To the casual viewer, a calf kick looks like a love tap. It's not a head kick. There's no home run sound. But there's a science behind it. The calf kick targets the common peroneal nerve. It sits right against the bone, unprotected by the heavy muscle of the thigh. When you hit it, it's not just simple pain. You're literally turning off the electricity to the foot. It's called foot drop. 1 second you're an elite athlete and the next your left foot is a wet noodle that refuses to acknowledge your brain's existence. Simply said, it takes away all of your skill. If you want to see a good example, look at UFC 257. Conor McGregor was dismantled by Dustin Poirier because he just kept kicking him in the shin. Conor came out in that boxing stance, heavy on the lead, like he was looking for a knockout. But Dustin just kept chipping away. By the second round, Conor's movement and power was gone. It was a surgical removal of a man's ability to compete. It was a straight-up mugging. Now, if you want to talk about the real unfair advantage, look at what happens when a high-level wrestler figures out the calf kick. Normally, throwing a kick is a risk. You're standing on one leg, begging to be taken down. But when a guy like Islam Makhachev starts kicking your calf, you're stuck in a tactical hell. You cannot just catch the kick and take them down. Why? Because they want you to grapple. You're terrified of the takedown, so you keep your weight back, leaving your lead leg out there like a piece of raw steak in a shark tank. And once that calf is compromised, your base is gone. You cannot sprawl. You can't pivot to defend a double leg. You're trying to stop a world-class athlete from slamming you on your head while your left leg feels like it's made of wet cardboard. The calf kick is psychological warfare, man. Look at Alex Pereira. The man has hands made of stone, but his most terrifying weapon is that short stabbing calf kick. He doesn't even wind up. He just touches you. Pause. And suddenly you're standing on a landmine. It's the ultimate you in combat sports. I'm not going to hit you in the head where you might get lucky and go unconscious. I'm going to break your wheels and watch you realize you're tapped in a cage with me. But it's not a free lunch either. The calf kick is the most dangerous skill because the margin for error is measured in millimeters. If you get greedy and the kick gets checked, you aren't hitting a nerve anymore. Now you're hitting the hardest part of the human shin. We've seen it, man. Anderson Silva, Chris Weidman, Conor McGregor. Bro, the leg folds like a piece of cheap lawn furniture. You are essentially swinging a baseball bat at a steel pole. The Just Bleed fans hate it. They call it point fighting. Those people have no idea what they're talking about. In reality, the calf kick is the peak of the meta. I know it's not a super new meta, but it's still the meta right now. It's low risk, high reward, and it has forced the entire sport to change how it stands, how it moves, and how it survives. Maybe some people see it as not honorable, but if you want to leave the cage with your brain cells intact and win a bonus in your pocket, it's the only way to fly.